Hello, my name is Mariana Haugh, and my research team and I conducted a study on the effect of conservatism on COVID-19 vaccine willingness. Our research question was, how does conservatism, conspiracy ideation, media discernment, perception of COVID-19 as a threat, and vulnerability to COVID-19 affect one's vaccine willingness? And the reason why we wanted to conduct this research is because the COVID vaccine was becoming more readily available at the beginning of the spring semester, and it was a very hot topic in the news. There was a lot of controversy surrounding it, and of course our nation is very politicized, so we wanted to see how those factors would affect one getting the COVID-19 vaccine or denying it. And we found a study that did research on COVID-19 as a whole, and we decided to replicate that and make it relevant to the COVID vaccine itself because there were some gaps in the literature. There wasn't a lot of knowledge and research done on the COVID vaccine itself, so we wanted to do research on vaccine willingness in regards to COVID-19. So our research hypothesis was that conspiracy ideation, conservatism, and media discernment would negatively correlate to vaccine willingness, and that vulnerability to COVID and perception of COVID-19 as a threat would positively correlate to vaccine willingness. Our participants were recruited from social media and the UMW General Psychology participant pool. We had 343 participants total, and half of those had received at least one dose of either the Moderna, Pfizer, or Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Our participants were asked to complete a self-report survey consisting of 37 questions, and the answer choices were all a Likert type scale. The results of our study concluded that all predictor variables except media discernment were significant predictors of COVID-19 vaccine willingness. So what does this mean? The more conservative someone is, the less willing they are to get the COVID-19 vaccine, and the more someone believes in conspiracy theories, the less willing they are to get the COVID-19 vaccine. And then the more vulnerable someone is to COVID and the more they perceive it as a threat, the more willing they are to get the vaccine. So some limitations of our research study is that by the time our survey was released, the COVID-19 vaccine was more readily available, so more than 50% of our participants had received at least one dose of the vaccine, and that could have skewed their answers. Our memories aren't great sources of information, and we asked our participants to think back to before they had their vaccine and how they were feeling about it, so that could have skewed their answers a little bit. And our media headline should have been more geared towards vaccines themselves, not COVID in general, because we did replicate the Calvillo study, and that was about COVID as a whole, so we should have geared it a little bit more towards vaccines themselves. But this can lead to future research on what makes people want to get vaccines, vaccine hesitancy. But that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, or evening, whenever this reaches you. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.